Hey, Carter. Hey, Matt.
Hey, Rich, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you doing?
I'm outside. I don't have my video on yet.
Yeah, okay. Well, I just got off the phone with Steve.
There is ice being dispensed in the background, which is why I'm on mute.
Okay. Oh, hi, Georgia. Thanks for checking in. I just got off the phone with Steve. It's tough time right now, as you can imagine. But he was very, very dejected, at Parks.
That's a shame.
Yeah. I'll tell you when we get into it. I mean, their budget issues, and they're just held up on a lot of things.
Yeah, you can always see the impact in the parks.
Well, they can't hire any. They hire 1,700 seasonal employees in the summer to maintain parks in the busy season. They couldn't hire any of them. It was just. Yeah, I'll give the intro and we can go through some of the projects, but yeah, it was just more a general sense of just how challenging it is. They're working from home. It's hard to reach people. It's just a real dejected feeling from, but we'll let Ms. Flores give us some more of the details. I sent around something that Steve sent, but we'll walk through it and she can give a little bit more background on it. I don't expect the meeting will take that long.
Yeah, Steve's usually a upbeat person, so if he's sounding dejected, It must be really bad.
Yeah, he didn't say I'm dejected. You could hear it in his voice, it's very, he really just said it's very hard to do his job, to get anything done. You're right. He's usually upbeat. He even almost shaved off his whole beard. He said he just left a little bit.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. Let's see. I think Susanna's going to be a little late. Matt, it's here. Good. Carter. I don't think I have control over everything. I don't know who else is on. Oh, let me check. Here we have Donna's.
You should have full controls over things.
Okay, good. Yeah, I'm just waiting for Ms. Flores.
Oh, I think let me just check. She should be joining.
Okay.
She's a panelist.
Oh, good. There she is. Yeah. Hey, there she is. New York City Parks Department.
Now I can see my mute button. I couldn't see it before.
Okay. There she is. Why doesn't anyone like to put on their video? Oh, Nancy made it. Good.
I'm in the office. I'm kind of
thanks. Oh, thanks. Oh, there we go. Oh, there's Georgia. It's good to see everyone. I haven't seen everyone in months. Now there's Donna's on. Thanks for joining, Donna. And I know Shirley came in, and that's great. No, it feels like a long time since we've obviously since we met in person, but it's been a long time even since we did a call. Last call we did was Highline. And before we get started, just in case you didn't know, Highline's now open to 30th Street, which makes it almost, I guess that would be another 67, 2/3 more of it open. So that's something. And I don't know. I know we have, before that was Whitney. I don't know if anyone went, but the Whitney and the other museums open. And I guess that was you got to get time slots for that. But I heard it was good. All right, well, let me get started. Susanna's going to be a little late. Janine can't make it tonight. A few others couldn't either. It's a weird week, this extended summer. But welcome to the September meeting of Community Board 2 Parks and Waterfront Committee. It's as we always do, we start. I don't know. I'm looking at participants. I think we all know each other. I don't think there's anybody on that doesn't know each other. So there's no need to do the intros, I think. But as I was saying, we have one topic tonight. It's an update on some of the in-process open space projects in our district. We very much appreciate our New York City Parks Department representative, Ms. Flores. What is, I didn't look up your official title. Has it changed at all?
No, I'm,
Yeah, you went muted again.
can you hear me?
Yeah. Yep, now we can, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out these controls. Yeah, I'm still a regional manager here. I'm taking care of parks in CB1, 2, 4, and 5.
2, yeah, 4 and 5. But before you joined, oh, hey, Susanna, thanks for coming in as me. You joined as me. And there's Coral, look at that, calling all the way from San Francisco. So I had a conversation with Steve. He sent over some notes which we can walk through and get a little more background on. But the general gist of it, I was saying to people as we were joining was I really felt, we known Steve a long time. We knew him before he had a beard. We knew him, when his beard got really long. He said he's cut it back, in case anyone was wondering. But he said it's really tough to do their work nowadays. He said it's they've been, obviously working for. Oh, there he is! Look, there he is. I told him to talk about his beard. Oh, that's more than I thought. I thought you just had like Don Johnson, scruff. Yeah. But yeah, Steve had explained that to me that that their expense budget has been cut dramatically, and that's really hindered them in terms of the hiring of the seasonal employees. Seasonal employees fall under the expense budget, and they usually hire 1,700 in the summer to, in their busy season, to maintain parks and to keep the parks, as good as they can be. And this year they haven't been able to hire that, and that's really been a drag. And then capital, Steve, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but capital, unless the project's already in construction or the contract's been awarded, the capital has been stopped as well. And so really they're in a situation where they can continue to work on designs, but the projects stop at the procurement phase, which is a challenge, as you can imagine, to keep everybody going. So with that, in mind, they're trying to still work through, and we're going to talk about some of the projects that are either in process or will be the next ones up. So I can turn it over if you want now to you guys. You got to unmute. We first one up was the Salvio Playground, which has a little last minute stuff going on. Oh, Coral moved back from San Francisco. Right. Ms. Flores, Mr. Simon, do you want to just talk about the DeSalvio Playground situation? Now you muted again.
To another Zoom meeting for another community board.
All right. Yeah, thanks.
But let me just mention that one of the projects that we just got a green light on to proceed is the Tony Dapolito Recreation Center reconstruction. That's the one with the that involves basically the facade work and roof work, and dealing with I think it's a fire egress on one of the stairways. So
you muted again.
It's getting muted. Sorry.
Yeah, they're okay. Now you're okay. Yeah.
we're
So,
back.
Yeah, you said Dapolito.
Okay, so we have a green light to proceed on or about September 28th.
Okay. To do some, are those repairs and improvements, right?
Yes, but basically, I think it's a facade work and involves the roof and involves a side stairway.
Yeah.
Project was
Okay.
presented to you, I don't know, at least a year ago, maybe.
Yeah, I remember. No, when we communicated about this meeting, I had Dapolito on the list of things we were interested in. And has Dapolito opened up with all the gyms in the area?
No,
No. Yeah, I knew. Okay. Is there a time when those will open?
no, not that we know at this point, no.
Yeah, I know some of the private gyms open. I think the YMCA is open September 8th.
Yeah. Now, we're waiting to hear from City Hall.
Yeah, okay. All right.
And let me just mention that I may have to come back to you at a future point when we work out some of the details and the staging for the Dapolito project, because it may have impact on the pool.
Okay. Yeah, I can imagine. Maybe, yeah, okay.
So assuming that we have a normal pool season again next summer, we may have to curtail the pool operation at Dapolito while this other work is going on. But let me get some more detail on that, and I'll get back to you.
Okay.
How long are the pools going to stay open?
Excuse me?
How long are the pools going to stay open right now?
September 7th.
That's it?
Yeah. And you know, the only one downtown you have is Hamilton Fish.
Yeah, but that's been a great one. It's actually really used, and there's tons of swimmers, like really swimmers, like doing like workouts there.
Well,
it's been well used.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not one of those, but I have noticed it. It's definitely.
Well, it's a pretty good size pool. So
Yeah.
you know, they were looking at you know, we only had a limited number of pools that we could open, and we chose to try to open up the larger ones wherever we could.
That was great. I'm very grateful you did that.
But you're saying you haven't seen Steve Simon there for swimming?
No,
I
no,
have not, but I look forward to
I
it.
have, no.
Okay. All right. Just wanted to clarify that. You know, for the notes.
You
Yeah.
put on a different guise when I go swimming.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
All right. How about the Salvio? What?
Okay.
This one's a little complicated. Yeah.
All right, I'll pass it on to
All right.
Chase. All right, good seeing you guys.
Thanks, Steve. Thanks.
Oh, don't do that to her.
Okay, how do you
That's not fair.
follow the game? It's hard.
Steve's description here is a little complicated. Maybe I think you can describe it. When I went through it with him, I did not really follow his stuff. So let me turn it over to you to see if you can explain.
So for those of you who know the Salvio and are there often, we have an area of the park that's closed off, and we're working with the developer's contractor to resolve an issue there. So on that area, we have the windowsill had a little lip on it that the kids could get up on, and that they've installed the sloping windowsill along the first floor apartment, just right above the climbing wall. So I can actually show you guys a picture of what it looks like well, actually, I can show you a picture.
You muted again, Trace.
How do I share the screen? Oh, there it is. Hold on one sec. Oh, I can't share my screen.
Are we looking?
I know what you're talking about, and something that I noticed the other day were some like high school, college kids playing at the basketball hoop and actually pulling themselves up and doing pull-ups on the basketball backboard. And if you do that, you can actually pull yourself up onto that second floor of those apartments. So they might want to extend that lip further, because I was just watching that being like, that is so easy for them to just jump onto that second floor ledge. Like they're actually showing how they can do that. So
I
would definitely suggest extending the lip, not just for the area where the climbing wall is, but all the way across.
Oh, wow. Well, so they only installed like a little edging piece on that window just to keep people from standing on the window as like a play surface.
Yeah.
So this is on the climbing wall side. The basketball hoop's on the other side. So there's
Right. I mean, I'll take some pictures next time I see it so it's more clear, but I was like, whoa, because I think we thought of younger children using the basketball hoop, But if you have adults using that basketball hoop, it is very easy for them to pull themselves up.
Yeah.
Right. So they have they also want to install an awning to keep people from peeking into that window. So
Yeah.
that awning would be 6 inches above the climbing wall to prevent anybody from peeking in the window. And it's currently being designed and reviewed by the developer. So once that's approved, it'll take 8 to 10 weeks for it to be manufactured before it can be installed. So it can be as much as 3 months before they complete their work and finally leave the park.
But just to clarify, the park's open. It's that section that is blocked off, right?
Right.
Or that feature in that section. Yeah.
Right. The climbing feature, the little globe there and the wall. So I'm actually looking into seeing if they'll let us open it until it can be manufactured. But because it's such a, and if I could show you my screen, I could show you what's going on. But it's just that that whole part is closed with that one piece.
It would be great if we could open it because, I mean, in that amount of timeline, it'll already be so cold that no one will be using it.
Right, and that's what I'm looking into this week. I'm speaking with Deborah Howe in our legal division, see if she can speak with the developer to get them to remove it temporarily until there's actually some movement on it.
Yeah, while they wait for the 8 to 10 weeks to manufacture. Yeah.
Right, yeah, because it's only fair. I mean, there's only a little bit of good weather left. So.
Yeah. Wow.
Duarte Square design work for the park renovation was suspended because of COVID-19, and it will be resuming shortly. So Parks will be in a meeting with Trinity Church and Taconic Partners to discuss the work schedule, and we hope to proceed to preliminary design review to present to CB2 in November and December.
Yeah, Terence, just to clarify, that was one where the design is not being done inside by the Parks Department. It was done by the group that Trinity hired, and Trinity shut down the design.
So, and Janine reached out. She wasn't able to be on the call tonight because of her son's 13th birthday, but she wanted to make sure we were thinking and making sure we're communicating with the with Trinity that it is going to be used as an outdoor classroom for kindergarten and pre-K, the space at that park.
Yeah,
at Duarte.
Yes.
Yeah. So that project had two things. There's the park and then there's the playground, right? I have to look at our past resolution. Steve had asked me this today. When we passed a resolution about the school a couple months ago, I think, and I have to check, there was that if we thought that the playground was always separate and should remain separate, or if we thought that the playground should somehow be combined or included within the park. So I've got to look at what we had suggested there. I always thought we wanted them separate. I always thought the park was the park and the playground was sort of a give of the development, by the development.
Correct. Well, right now the playground's on the side of it, right into the street. It's got ground elements. So then you wanted it incorporated into the design of the park, which I think that's.
Yeah, I've got to check that again. I'm not sure what we meant there. And I think that may have been a response to a suggestion that it was that we didn't like. I have to read the resolution. You just mentioned it to me before. But
is this Sydney Nielsen again doing the design?
No.
No. Okay.
No, he would have told me if that's what it was. He said the name. It wasn't that. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
It may have been. Maybe is it Taconic Partners? Are they the design group? I don't know. All right. So that was Duarte. Can we talk about Little Red? Is the next one up?
Yeah. So Park sends us directives almost every day to the contractor to keep moving on the electric, on the plumbing work, as well as the paving and the amenities that they're adding, which are in addition installing a street light for public safety at the Bleecker Street corner, just on the edge of the building, and hopefully that'll happen tomorrow. It'll be operational until it won't be operational until Con Ed connects it. So Park has asked Con Ed to expedite this.
You muted again.
Yeah, on site, yeah, no, I'm just scrolling.
Oh. Same design group that did Spring Square. Okay. Yeah, yeah, and Pete, you're right. Taconic is the real estate group. Yeah, the developers for training. Yeah, I was just looking at the chats while you were doing it.
Con Ed will be on site for the next 5 work days doing electric work and pulling cable primarily on the south end of the site. The fire hydrant relocation work is scheduled for next week. And the Siberian elm will be removed because it's too close to the redesign of the pavement edge. So the plant bed cannot be expanded to accommodate it due to the existing utilities underground. So it is in declining health and will probably have to be removed in a few years anyway. So we don't want to plant the Siberian elms anymore because they have weak wood and they're prone to breaking in storms, and they're often sickly. So 11 new trees will be planted as a replacement for this one.
Just to clarify on some of this, remember there was this long, very long construction space. After a long delay, and it really affected the restaurants next to it. Steve was and Parks were able to get it shortened a bit, meaning reduced from the southern edge up towards the northern side. It frees up the entrance to the restaurant a little bit, but it's still a significant implementation. It's still hurting Bar Pity, no doubt, and the Arveda, the other restaurant, went, has declared bankruptcy, so it's kind of too late. But it's been there for a year, forever. And as it's mentioned, it's just a constant fight with the contractor, I suppose, on the electric and plumbing work and Con Ed. I believe that the contractor is actually hired through Con Ed, right?
Yeah, I believe so, but he's only one of the contractors, so I think it's there's a problem with the general contractor on site. So,
and I assume some of this work, the work schedule for this week, is really an effort to get it done, before students start walking through there, not just for Little Red, but for all the schools that people walk through that area to get to.
Yeah, we're on them daily, pushing and getting updates and addressing issues. So.
We have 11 more days now.
Till school, I hope they don't extend that.
Yeah.
Praying. So DEP shaft sites. So we have.
I had a question.
Yeah, go. Yeah.
Therese, do you know what species they're putting in at Little Red Square?
They haven't mentioned that yet. Is there a specific request?
No, I mean, nothing, I don't know. Nothing too shady, I guess, because that's a really great hangout spot. So it's nice to keep it open too for sight lines. Yeah. And I mean, no more sort of London plane trees or honey locusts, I hope.
I'll let them
Thanks.
know. Okay, so with the DP shaft sites at 4th Street and Grand and Lafayette Streets, the design work is completed on both projects, and they're now in procurement phase and have undergone legal review that are necessary prior to the bidding process. So however, the city's budget situation and all our capital projects are being held up by OMB before they can be put out for bid. Therefore, it's not possible to say at this point when the work at these 2 sites will proceed. And then we've got.
Chris, do you know if the design changed at all after the legal review or through the legal review process?
I don't believe it did. I think there was only discussion about the tables before. So I can ask if it changed significantly since then.
Okay.
Washington Square Park's reinterment.
Question.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, there's a chat. Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Pete?
This is Pete Davies.
Yep.
I had a question about the water tunnel site, the DEP site at Grand and Lafayette. word around that some development types got their eyes on that they think it would be a great place to build. I understand that the Parks Department is a great steward of our open space, but given the budget restraints, please keep a keen eye on anything that might be going on behind the scenes. Think that, oh yeah, we need some money for the treasury. So this is reaching to some upper levels of folks that shouldn't be thinking this way, but apparently are. Thank you.
Yeah, Pete, I think I'd heard rumors, but the need for access to the tunnels makes me think that would be unlikely, right? Because they always need, DEP has always said they need, to be able to access those entrances to or whatever you call those shaft entrances to the tunnel.
And I appreciate that fact. I think there are folks that may not understand that or are ignoring it. So any opportunity y'all have to slam down any of that discussion would be really appreciated, and so on.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sure.
I'll pass that on.
Why are you?
I sorry, had one more question and it's about the DEP shaft site. So the one that is across from JJ Walker, those two by Citius School.
Yeah.
One of them has a lot of stuff on it right now. The one closest to JJ Walker. Is there something that's happening on that site?
Not that I know of, but I have seen what you're talking about. I can ask.
Thank you.
We have heard in the past that they wanted to use it to store equipment, right?
Yeah, that's I remember that, and trucks and equipment. Yeah, is that what you were seeing, Georgia? Because there was a move to get them off. Okay, yeah.
It's still there.
All right. All right.
Yeah, I saw it. So I'm going to move on to Washington Square Park reinterment. So we're planning to reinter their remains next year in 2021, at which time we can hopefully schedule a proper ceremony. We reached out to Greenwood Ceremony, and they've kindly agreed to assist with the logistics and physical work of the burial, as it seems it would be good to have some experts working with us. Meanwhile, DDC is funding and procuring the engraving of the paver for the site this fall. So I was actually at the meeting yesterday where we chose the site, and we are going to create a cover for that. You
muted again.
Yeah, every time I scroll down, like with my notes, it makes me go mute. So it's going to do that as part of a street construction contract, and Parks will cover and protect the paver until it can be unveiled. So we're going to probably put a cover on it and a bench over it so that it doesn't get marred or have any issues. And it'll be engraved with the right year on it.
Does everyone know what DC stands for? Department of
Design and Construction.
Design and Construction. Yeah. I knew it obviously, but I just needed to. Susanna didn't know, and she was texting me.
We've got another question also.
Go ahead.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Lynn, you're want to unmute yourself.
Oh, maybe
Lynn, you need to unmute yourself on your. There you go.
I did. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. The water tunnel site across from JJ Walker, that part, the northern part, was the part they were going to build on. So they're not going ahead to start that, are they?
No, we would hear about that.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't heard about that at all, but I'm going to ask.
Well, it was approved by this committee at last year.
What are they supposed to build on it? I'm not familiar with
Maybe apartments.
No,
No, that's not right, actually.
That was, yeah,
It was a suggestion at one point, Lynn, that was sort of offered as a possibility of a way of providing affordable housing without having to place it at the Elizabeth Garden, but it was
Right.
really a concept. It's never gone forward as a plan, and this committee has never entertained a proposal for it.
It's very logical that that be annexed with JJ Walker. We need more open space. As we see this past few months in the parks where there's been so many people on the lawns that it's impossible to keep 6 feet away from everyone. And this is in my building, 60% of the residents have been gone during this time.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you.
Thanks.
No problem. So with Father Demo Square, I just got an update from our plumbers. DEP reconnected the park. I don't know if any of you have noticed, but the fountain has been off all year. So first we lost the pump last year, and then that had to be replaced, but we had the water system also get disconnected because of a leak. And we didn't know how much it was going to cost, and it was looking bad. And then all of a sudden, DEP came in and saved the day and reconnected our service. So now they've installed the curb valve, so the water service has been restored. But we still need to get the pump and look into replacing it and having it back on. But we expect to start working on it next year since it's so late in the season. And what I've done is I've actually moved the plants from that park to Minetta Playground, just so that they didn't die in the meantime. And we have a really wonderful volunteer named Bob who helped me to do that. And he's focusing on Churchill. He's a really nice guy. If you ever see him holding a hose, tell him thank you.
Oh, that's good. I know you were looking for a volunteer to help out.
Yeah, I know Charlton also got 10 volunteers, which I was really grateful for. Minetta Playground I need help with, and I have a guy whose name is MD, if any of you know him in the neighborhood. He's so wonderful. He's kept
that's
that
great.
really, really healthy.
Yeah, and that's Father Demo. That's Father Demo you were talking about, where you had the pump issue.
Yeah, the pump issue with Father Demo across the street is Minetta Playground.
Yeah. No, Pete asked. There was a question that came up in chat.
Can I ask a question about volunteers since you raised the subject? Have you found a volunteer to take over Maury's shot?
Yeah, I'll forward you that email. He sent it around just a few days ago. I'll do that.
Thank you. It's a great offer. That was awesome.
Yeah. And Georgia, I've got you. I'll send that around. Georgia, you have your hand up.
I'm curious about the resurfacing of Houston Ball Field.
Passanante.
Passanante, yeah.
Passanante Park. So we had an update from Elon that they weren't able to start yet. It hasn't gone through with OMB. So they're still on hold because of the hold up with OMB. Their mayor's budget. We don't have a go ahead to move on any of our projects because of the budget.
That park has turned into a skateboard park. It's actually kind of nice because they've set up like drills and like stuff for them, and they're all in that park. On that.
I just wanted to follow up on the resurfacing. So if it's not going to be resurfaced, will there be more attention paid to clearing the drain in the southwest corner?
Oh, I can do that. I mean, look, I bought a couple of new shovels that are specialized for digging out drains because we've had a few issues with mosquitoes and things. So I'll take the shovel over there with a couple of my staff and try and address it right away.
Thanks. And I mean, if you need a volunteer for that, it's just when it rains, that corner, it's like hyperlocal flooding. So, and it's right by a lot of the benches.
Yeah, I've noticed it. We've got, I'll keep an eye on it better. Thank you. I also need to do that at Vesuvio. I know the handball court has that issue.
Okay.
And then you'll probably see our new campaign for Park Your Trash Here. I don't know if you've heard about it. We're trying to get people to use the cans that we have and not not leave it, or even take it home if you want to help us out the best way. We have a lot less capacity this year, so you will see a lot of these just asking people to put it in the right bins. And we have different bins at Father Demo so that you can put pizza boxes in without overflowing the cans. So just pass the word if people can help out and make sure that they get it into the trash can. That would be great. It keeps us from having to do a lot of litter picking, which is time consuming. And if you have anybody who's interested in volunteering, please contact me.
Okay. Okay, great. Any, the only other one somebody had asked, I believe the renovation of Mercer Playground, even though it may be funded by NYU, is probably stuck in the procurement process, right?
I believe that they tried to push forward with it. I think last month. I haven't gotten an update, and I apologize for not having it today. So I can send that along probably tomorrow.
Okay.
I don't think it has a procurement issue because it's going through NYU.
Oh, okay. Okay. The only other one, Salvia Fagan, Jackson Square, Spring Street. Any other feedback on any other parks that are not in construction? You know, like Spring Street Park is done, Sarah Valley was done, Jackson Square is done, Jane Street. Did anyone have any comments on any of the parks that are you know, not in process, but are just you know, hopefully being accessible? But that's okay. We knew it would be. Oh, Pete has one. Yeah, Pete, did you want to? Did you have a question? Oh no, I'm sorry. That was an old one. Sorry, that was an old question. That was the.
No, I was just curious if there was status for Little Red Schoolhouse, if that's parks or is that city? I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I think that we covered that just before you jumped on.
Okay, thank you.
I can send you the notes, Pete. You'll see the notes. I knew the meeting wouldn't be long. I just thought it was important that we meet just to keep our our regular process in place. That we take the opportunity to raise any questions, and also I know Therese has been looking for volunteers. Also, give her the chance to reach out as she did if there's any thing that she needs assistance with. Lynn, you had another question before we go? I think, yeah, Lynn, do you have your hand up?
Yes. Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. There's no one here from the trust?
No, they're all, I mean, Noreen's out she's away this week. I tried to get her. She's on holiday or vacation this week.
Okay.
There is one issue with, were you going to raise an issue with Pier 45?
No, it's going to raise an issue with the litter in the park.
Oh.
And I know that the sweepers are not sweeping up the street. The thing about the park is, though, it's blowing into the river.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing shopping bags, and I've been going around picking up shopping bags and masks and plastics and things like that. But I'm just down there once or twice a day. I'm not sure what they're going to do, but I'm alarmed about it. Also, they have extended the bathroom hours.
Yeah.
They use the bushes and the lawns between the two entrances. One's on Charles and the other one's up on 11th Street. People who are riding a bike, going uptown, that's their regular bathroom. People that hang out in the park on the piers, that's their regular bathroom. I have pictures of tissues and things like that in the bushes. I've laid down and come up with brown stuff twice on my shirt. Yes, yes. And this is where children are playing, babies are playing, people are walking barefoot. So they extended the hours, but the bathrooms are still closed at 10. And the people who use this area as a restroom don't know it because they don't even bother going to the bathrooms because they're used to them being closed at 6 o'clock.
Oh.
So there needs.
Lynn, what area are you saying, which grassy area between where and where?
Mainly, it's between the entrance at Charles Street and the entrance at 11th Street, but it goes all the way up to the entrance by West Beth.
To the water park area, the children's water park.
Yes.
So all that grass area.
Yes, all those bushes.
Yeah.
All those bushes. And it's been terribly, terribly littered besides that. Anyway, so there needs to be a sign, and I don't know what it is, that the bathroom can't be open as long as the park's open. I mean, okay, they close it at 10 o'clock, that when people know that it's open, they'll use it until 10, and then they'll just use it, the lawn and the bushes, just like they have been. Yeah. This is going on for years. There used to be quarter sands on the end of 45, but Noreen said it wasn't in the budget because we've been discussing this for a while.
I think that the bathrooms are open later because of the new concession there.
They're open till 10 now.
Right, it has to match the hours because you're required to have a bathroom for any place that has a.
So that's why they extended it, because last year it was closed at 6.
Yeah, that's the main reason, from my understanding.
All right. Well, we have an open thread with them on another issue. Lynn, I promise I'll raise this question with them.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, it's totally unrelated. Has anyone gone to the new concession on Pier 45?
I went.
How was it?
They had a very limited menu, and the person I was eating with didn't see anything that he wanted to eat, so we left. Mm-hmm. It's not for vegetarians, that's for sure.
It's not really a review. That's sort of, well, it's a review of the experience, not of the food, you know.
Right. They were all very nice.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
I went by too, but we didn't have a reservation, and although they had a lot of empty tables, they were actually holding them for the reservation. So whatever, they were very nice. But
okay. Yeah, I think Dan said he's been over, and they are really trying to market it, and they seem like good group. I think it's risky, they took this on, and a tough year, as you know.
I had a question. I'm not sure this is a question for Teresa or just Carter and Rich, but is there any conversation or movement on the issue of permits for field use this fall?
Yeah. So Carter, you want to take it out? I'll look up the email on it. Janine sent it around. Hold on. Janine sent a message about a week ago telling us that when the mayor announced that the permits for youth sports, that mayor announced that parks will permit youth sports with social distancing. This came out on the Friday, August 28th.
Oh, great.
Right. Hello. Everybody still there? Yeah. Okay. I wrote back saying that's great, but I remembered that I was a little bit concerned that it didn't seem like it would be able to open very quickly, because in certain places, like Pier 40 being one of them, we were told by the Hudson River Park Trust that when the parks opened, when there were restrooms nearby, the restrooms had to open up in a time period that was similar. And if they didn't have the staffing, they couldn't open the bathroom. So I said, let's not get too excited about it until we know, that this will happen. But that the restrooms will be open. But he definitely did say on the 28th, which was last Friday, I guess, that they would start to permit the parks for youth sports. Yeah, but I don't know, when that starts. They also have to come up with the process and the policing social distance requirements. That was the other thing. So they're working through it, but he said that last Friday. So that's as much as I know about it.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, whatever that. Yeah. Any other questions? this may be the fastest meeting we've ever had. That's like a record. But give everyone the chance to enjoy those last few days of summer, but which has now been extended with the schools.
I do have one thing.
Oh, okay.
I walked through Washington Square Park last night around, like, I don't know, maybe close to 11. And coming in from the northwest corner, so many of those lights are out. And that's the corner that we've always tried so hard to, like, you know, improve. And it wasn't that shady of a scene going on in there. But I mean, there were like 2 lights on. A lot of the lights are out. And I know we're always saying replace the lights, but there's just an abnormal amount of lights out in Washington Square Park right now.
Okay, so that's as of yesterday?
That was last night, yeah. Okay,
so I had EJ Electric, who's a contractor for DOT there, and we were working on it about 8 a.m. the day before yesterday, so maybe something happened. Let me call him.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, it was like, I mean, there were at least 10, if not more, and that was just on that side that I could see. We walked through like the middle. So there are a lot of lights out in the park.
Do you remember what time? I want to figure out if it's a timer issue or if it's just the lights are out.
Yeah.
But isn't there?
It was definitely around. It was like maybe it was like 10:45, but there's still a lot of people in the park.
They're out if it's that late. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah.
But I'm glad you're working on it, because George used to tell us that aren't the lights actually managed by a different group?
Yeah, DOT. They have a contract to manage them, and they have a contractor called EJ Electric, and they visited the park with me on the day before yesterday.
All right.
So I've actually it's a good time to segue. I've been actually closing the park on the northwest corner to clean up the broken glass and all of the messes that are really disgusting, and just to keep my staff from being harassed while they're cleaning. Mind you, I get stuff thrown at me when I close the park to do that, but at least
it was open. It was definitely open last night, and there were a lot of people there. But it was peaceful, and there was no threatening situation going on at all.
Okay. No, this was just this was day before yesterday. I closed it at 6. It might be tomorrow morning that we close it again, just to make sure that we clean it really well while we're there, and we don't get harassed, or we don't harass anybody and move them away while we're trying to get stuff done.
Well, that's good. If anybody's throwing stuff at Trace, please stop. It was a joke. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks. But thanks for taking that on. No, I think it's a tough, difficult time, and I know that there are a lot of issues, and the mayor, I was going to send this around. The mayor said the trash-strewn parks are going to get even worse, which was his, in one of his statements. He changed it to Parks and Rec, WRECK, which I thought that wasn't very nice. He's saying it's in line for additional cuts. They just, everyone knows Parks has not had any layoffs, which he's talked about, but they have to figure out how to get some funding, and whether the state's going to let them borrow. And there are a lot of challenges right now.
So do we know when there's going to be a new park administrator for Washington Square Park?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
They can't hire right now.
So it remains Jamal as interim?
Yeah, Jamal's our district manager for CB2. And so I take care of the region from 1 to 4 and 5.
So would you be the go-to parks person for Washington Square Park, Therese?
I've been covering it, quite a bit.
Okay, thanks.
Well, thanks everyone for joining. I'll send around some notes. There was no resolution, but I really do appreciate you cutting into your day and freeing up the time, so that we keep our process in place. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Rich.
Have a good week. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thanks, Therese.